Welcome to a deep dive into the world of Kurt Gödel.
Kurt Gödel.
You want the full download on this logician and mathematician? We've got it all sourced from his Wikipedia page and more.
Yeah,
Buckle up, because this isn't just about equations, it's about the nature of knowledge itself.
it's true. His work has had a profound impact on how we understand truth, proof, and even the limits of what can be known.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
First things first. Who was Kurt Gödel?
Born in 1906 in what's now Brno, Czech Republic, Gödel's life was marked by both incredible intellectual achievement and personal struggles.
Interesting. So he was grappling with some heavy stuff even early on.
It seems that way even as a child. He was known for his insatiable curiosity, earning him the nickname Mr. Y. But his life was also touched by anxiety and paranoia, which sadly intensified later in life. A reminder that brilliance and vulnerability often go hand in hand.
Good point. But for now, let's focus on his work.
Okay.
He's considered a giant of logic, right up there with Aristotle.
Right.
What makes his work so revolutionary?
Gödel completely transformed our understanding of logic. And in doing so, he changed how we think about the very foundation of mathematics.
Give me an example. What's one of the biggest aha moments he had?
Imagine trying to build a perfect system of math, one with ironclad rules that could definitively prove or disprove any statement. That's what mathematicians in the early 20th century were striving for: absolute certainty.
Makes sense. Math is supposed to be the most logical, reliable system there is.
Exactly. But then Gödel comes along in 1931 with his incompleteness theorems, and it's like he dropped a bomb on the mathematical world. He proved that any system complex enough to encompass basic arithmetic would always have some statements that were true, but impossible to prove within that system.
Wait, so even with a perfect system, there would be true things we couldn't prove. How is that even possible?
That's the brilliance of Gödel. He found a way to show that a system can't be both complete and consistent at the same time.
Okay, I think I need an example here to wrap my head around this.
It's a bit like the old saying, you can't use the system to fully explain the system itself. Think of it like this. If you have a set of rules for a language, there will always be statements within that language that are true but can't be proven true using just those rules.
Okay, I'm starting to see it. But how did Gödel actually prove this with math? He couldn't just argue it like a philosophy debate, right?
Absolutely not. His proof was a work of genius. He invented a system called Gödel numbering, which essentially turns mathematical statements into numbers.
So he created a code of sorts.
Exactly. This numbering allowed him to manipulate mathematical statements like they were numbers themselves, and through this, he demonstrated that some true statements would always remain unprovable within the confines of the system.
So it's like he found a hidden loophole within the system itself, using the system's own rules.
Precisely. And that loophole, that inherent limitation, sends ripples through every field that relies on logic and proof, from mathematics to computer science to philosophy.
Wow, I'm already seeing why this is such a big deal. But Gödel's work wasn't limited to just the incompleteness theorems, was it?
Not at all. He delved into other foundational mathematical concepts too, like the axiom of choice and the continuum hypothesis. These are incredibly complex ideas about infinity and sets that had stumped mathematicians for years.
And what did Gödel discover about them?
Well, he managed to prove something remarkable, that you couldn't disprove these concepts using the standard set theory of the time. It was a huge step, but
There's a but. With Gödel, I'm learning to expect a but.
you're catching on. The but is that later on, other mathematicians were able to prove that these concepts couldn't be proven within standard set theory either. These concepts were in a kind of limbo, considered undecidable. We might never have a definitive answer.
So even more mystery. No wonder Gödel's work still has people debating today.
Yeah.
He seemed to love tackling the big, almost impossible questions.
He did.
Speaking of which, didn't he know Albert Einstein?
Ah, yes, they were close friends at Princeton. They would often take walks together, completely absorbed in conversation.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall during those walks. What did they discuss?
It's one of those great what-if moments in history, because nobody knows for sure.
Yeah.
It's intriguing to think about what those two brilliant minds might have discussed.
I can only imagine. But I do know that Gödel dug into Einstein's work in physics too, right?
That's right, and this is where things get really fascinating. Gödel was captivated by Einstein's theory of general relativity, which grapples with gravity and the nature of space and time. Now, most of us think of time as a straight line.
Always moving forward, right?
Exactly. But Gödel found something remarkable hidden within Einstein's equations. Gödel discovered that Einstein's equations allowed for solutions where time wasn't a straight line at all, but could actually loop back on itself.
Wait, are we talking about time travel here?
You got it. These were called rotating universes, and they opened up the theoretical possibility of journeying into the past.
Okay, now that's what I call mind-bending. So he figured out time travel just using math.
Well, it's not quite that simple. Gödel demonstrated that time travel wasn't mathematically impossible according to general relativity, but actually building a time machine is another story altogether. Still, it's a pretty incredible discovery to make.
It really makes you wonder what those two geniuses talked about on their walks, doesn't it? Time travel, the mysteries of the universe.
It's fascinating to consider. And it shows how Gödel's thinking wasn't confined to abstract mathematics. He was always searching for those deeper truths, pushing the boundaries of knowledge in every direction.
It's clear he wasn't afraid of the big questions. But this relentless pursuit of truth, this constant wrestling with complex ideas, it must have taken a toll on him, especially given his struggles with anxiety and paranoia.
Sadly, you're right. Those struggles intensified later in life, and it ultimately became quite a tragic situation. He grew increasingly fearful and wouldn't even eat food unless it was prepared by his wife, Adele.
That's heartbreaking, especially considering how brilliant he was.
It is. And when Adele was hospitalized, his fears became completely consuming, leading to his death from malnutrition in 1978.
What a powerful reminder that even the most exceptional minds are still human, still vulnerable. It makes you think about the pressures of genius, the weight of carrying such profound insights. It's easy to put someone like Gödel on a pedestal, but he had a real life with real struggles.
You make an important point. It's a reminder to approach all brilliance with empathy and compassion, recognizing that genius doesn't make anyone immune to suffering.
Absolutely. But even with those struggles, he left behind such a powerful legacy. His work is still so relevant today.
Without a doubt, Gödel's ideas continue to challenge and inspire mathematicians, computer scientists, philosophers, even artists. There are books, prizes, even a whole society dedicated to exploring his work. His influence is undeniable.
So what does it all mean for us today? Why should we still care about a mathematician who died over 50 years ago?
That's the amazing thing about Gödel's work. It continues to resonate even more strongly today, in our age of artificial intelligence, big data, and this constant pursuit of knowledge.
Give me a concrete example. How does Gödel's work impact us in the 21st century?
Take artificial intelligence. For instance, Gödel's incompleteness theorems suggest that even the most advanced AI systems we can imagine, systems far more sophisticated than anything we have today, will still have limits to what they can know and prove.
So even a super intelligent AI wouldn't have all the answers. There would still be truths beyond its reach.
That's precisely what Gödel's work suggests. There are inherent limitations to any formal system of logic, whether it's a computer program or even the human mind. We can't simply build our way out of these limitations. They're fundamental.
That's both humbling and incredibly exciting at the same time, knowing there will always be more to discover, more to explore, even beyond the limits of what we currently think is possible. It's a powerful thought.
It is, isn't it? There's a certain freedom in that knowledge. We're not reaching for some endpoint of complete knowledge. The quest itself becomes the point.
It's like Gödel gave us permission to be okay with not knowing everything, to be comfortable with uncertainty, which, in a world that often craves easy answers, is a really important message.
I completely agree. And his work goes even deeper than that. Gödel was deeply interested in philosophy, particularly the philosophy of mathematics and logic.
So how did his philosophical ideas connect with his mathematical work?
Well, for Gödel, logic wasn't just some tool for mathematicians. He saw it as the bedrock of all sciences, the foundation upon which our entire understanding of the world is built. His incompleteness theorems weren't just about the limits of mathematics, but about the limits of any system that tries to grasp truth using formal rules. In a way, he was exploring the limits of reason itself.
So it's about more than just numbers. It's about the nature of knowledge itself and how we define truth.
Exactly. And that's where his philosophical views become even more fascinating. Gödel was drawn to a school of thought known as mathematical realism, or Platonism.
Okay, break that down for me. What does it mean to be a mathematical realist?
In simple terms, it means believing that mathematical objects, things like numbers, sets, even infinities, are not merely inventions of the human mind. They have a real independent existence in some abstract realm.
So you're saying there's like a perfect circle out there somewhere, even if we can never actually draw one perfectly in the real world.
Precisely. And Gödel didn't see this as some abstract idea. He believed that we discover mathematical truths, not invent them. Just because we can't prove something true within a certain system doesn't make it false. There's a truth that exists beyond the limits of our current systems.
Wow, so even though he showed there are limits to what we can prove, he still believed in this ultimate objective truth.
He did. And it's that belief, combined with his revolutionary mathematical work, that makes his legacy so profound. He simultaneously revealed the limits of our systems of knowledge, while suggesting there's so much more out there to be discovered.
It's like a paradox, limits that open up endless possibilities.
Precisely. And that's the beauty of Gödel's work. It's full of thought-provoking contradictions, these incredible insights that stay with you long after you've encountered them. He wasn't afraid to delve into the unknown, to grapple with uncertainty and ambiguity. In a way, he showed us that the unknown isn't something to be feared, but embraced.
It sounds like he was wired to challenge assumptions, to always look beyond the surface of things. No wonder his work still feels so relevant, so alive with possibility, even decades after his death.
Absolutely. He was a true original, a one-of-a-kind thinker who wasn't content with the status quo. He wanted to understand the very foundations of logic, of mathematics, of reality itself.
And by doing so, he fundamentally changed how we think about knowledge, about truth, about the incredible power and the inherent limitations of the human mind.
He did. It's like he pulled back the curtain on the universe and said, look, there's even more to discover than you ever imagined, but you might need entirely new ways of thinking to grasp it.
It's almost like he gave us this incredible puzzle box. We get a glimpse of its intricate workings, but we can never fully unravel all its secrets.
A perfect analogy.
Yeah.
And that's what makes Gödel's work so endlessly fascinating. It's a constant source of inspiration, a reminder that there are always new layers of understanding to uncover, even within systems we thought were well-defined.
I'm struck by how relevant his ideas feel today, especially in a world where we have access to so much information. But like you said, Gödel reminds us there are limits to what we can know, even with all the data in the world.
Exactly. And that's a powerful message in our current era. It's a call to approach knowledge with a certain humility, recognizing that even our most sophisticated systems of thought have inherent limitations.
It makes you realize that the pursuit of knowledge isn't just about finding the right answers. It's about asking deeper and deeper questions, embracing the mystery of it all.
Precisely. And that's the beauty of a deep dive like this.
Yep.
It's not about memorizing facts, but about expanding our perspective, challenging our assumptions, and igniting that sense of wonder about the universe and our place within it.
You said it. We've only just scratched the surface of Gödel's work, but I already feel like I've gained a whole new framework for thinking about logic, mathematics, and even the nature of knowledge itself.
That's what Gödel does to you. He makes you question, re-examine, and ultimately see the world with fresh eyes. And that, in my opinion, is the mark of a truly transformative thinker.
Absolutely. He challenged the very foundations of knowledge, and in doing so, he opened up a world of possibilities. It's a legacy that will continue to inspire and intrigue us for generations to come.
Well said. So while we've reached the end of our deep dive, the exploration of Gödel's ideas doesn't have to stop here. We encourage you to delve deeper into his work, grapple with his theories, and see what new insights emerge for you. Who knows, you might even discover your own Gödel moment along the way.
That's the perfect note to end on. Keep those minds curious, and remember, sometimes the most profound discoveries come from exploring the limits of what we think we know. Until next time.